Hello everyone, I'm Anime Master 222 and welcome back to another Sonic 1 Hack tutorial. We will be continuing the music side. Now we're on to what I think everyone was looking forward to, and that is the music porting side. Now I won't be covering the MIDIs yet. There's actually a program that I want to learn that I haven't managed to learn yet, but I might be able to get some help from that later on. But for now I'm going to be talking about Mega Drive over to Mega Drive, mainly obviously the free games, Sonic 1, 2, I guess, well, 3 and Knuckles I guess you can kind of say the same, and I guess 3D, maybe Knuckles Chaotix. Knuckles Chaotix is a little bit more complicated because it's on the 32X, but I'll explain it anyway. It can still be ported over, it's just, like I say, it's a lot harder to do, so I don't know if I'll be like covering it completely because it's pretty difficult. But if you know your stuff, then it can be done. And like I say, you're limited because of what Knuckles Chaotix's driver is like on that, rather than the Mega Drive, well, rather than Sonic 1. So, but yeah, for now we're going to do something quite simple. And we're going to grab a song from a game that's 68K driver, like Sonic 1, rather than the Z80, which Sonic 2 is the Z80, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles Z80, I believe Sonic 3D is as well, which is the absolute. I mentioned it before, but just to remind you guys, I think I have do I have my notes up? Yeah, so here we go. So we talked about doing the conditional flags. We did the drums last time, that was fun. And before I do touch up on porting, I will just give you an example of F8 because I did say I may do it next time, and I feel like I should cover it because this is important. Even when importing, you need to understand what F8 does exactly. I mean, if you already know, then just ignore me and you can feel free to skip ahead, but I figured it'd be best that I cover it anyway. And I will actually be talking about some tools that you can use to port from like Sonic 2 to Sonic 1. They're quite old. The reason why I'm covering them is because, well, they do work and it shaves off some time, even though some people might be like, oh, you shouldn't do that because tools broken. These tools aren't perfect. They're not perfect ports. But some of them can be useful to just save time. You might know how to do it in Hex, but if a tool can do it faster, then that's fine. I'm just covering it in Hex so you guys have a better understanding, because these tools don't allow you to port from any Mega Drive game to Sonic 1. You have to be aware of that. So I figured it's best to understand how to do things in Hex. So say for example, I don't know, if you have a good understanding of music in SMPS, you can port a song from columns or something. I don't know, because people have done it before. People have ported from columns, or the Japanese game the Hyper Front. Again, I mean, I don't know the format of Hyper Front, but people have done it and ported it over to Sonic 1. Of course, it's possible. So if you have an understanding of how to do it in Hex, then you might be able to figure out how to port other games from from that game to Sonic 1. So, like I say, before we get on to the 68K game I've chosen, I'm just going to give you an example of F8. So I've gone ahead and done it. So open up your test file that we did before. Here we are. Obviously we've got all these locations. Now I just want to let you know, I may come back to this to talk about voices a little bit. I've learned a little bit more about voices, but I still don't feel comfortable explaining things with you guys in like Hex terms. I could tell you that a voice is 19 bytes long. I think it's 19 or 18 bytes long. And I could probably explain how you can replace it now, but that's about it. How you could probably swap it out, because that's quite simple. But yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it. We'll be talking about it either this part or next part when we port a song, because we need to cover it anyway. But I won't be going too deep. I won't be like saying, oh, this is how you make a tune in you know, in hex, because I don't know how to go that far. Like, what you have to realize, like I said before, is that music isn't my strong point I should say, isn't my definitely not my strongest. So please bear with me, and I will try to slow down and explain things a little bit better, because sometimes I do kind of panic and speak really fast and whatnot. So yeah. Alright, so we want to hop over to our drums. It's nice and simple because the file's very small. I probably should have made it bigger, but I'll probably do that if I ever cover voices and whatnot. But we're just doing the drums today, and I just want to give you examples, because these conditional flags, you know, like F7, F6, F8, F9. These conditional flags, they're used throughout the song. They're not just for the drums, they're for voices as well on PSG. So yeah. There needs to be an awareness for these. If you have an understanding of these, then you know you have a better understanding of how these work for when you want to port your game over. So yeah, here we are. This is where we start, which is 7E. Yeah, 7E. So that's where our drums are. And what I've actually done is I've actually inserted some bytes here. I've put 3 bytes here. So what I've done is I've changed this to a number 2, so it only loops twice, and then I went here, I believe, and then I went insert, and then I put 3 bytes, and then basically I put F8 0000 or FFFF, and then basically how F8 works is that it jumps from said location where it adds, I guess you could say. So, well, it jumps so many bytes ahead, I should say. So, if we wanted to jump to here, which I've already done, it would be E number of bytes. And I believe if we count up in, I guess, normal numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe that's 14. Yeah, I think it's 14. It's either 14 or 13. It might be 13. In terms of actual numbers, but in this case it would be E bytes. So we put E there, and that will jump to that location. It's not quite like F6 or F7 where it jumps back. You're jumping towards it, I guess you could say. You know, like you say, you want to go to that location, then it's like, okay, this is 0, I want to jump 10 bytes ahead or 20 bytes ahead or whatnot. So once you've done this, once you've done what I've done here, next you can do whatever you want, but this is what I've done. I've done a so you've done the normal beat, which is dun 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 dun, and then what this does is it actually picks up the pace a bit, so it goes dun 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 dun, repeat. That's what it should do. And also, one thing to note before we save it and build our ROM, so we can test it, F8 has to end on E3. So basically, this will keep going, and then it will return when you do an E3 flag. You don't have to, but you can do so. Say for example, let's see, normally you use an E3 flag and it returns to the last F8 flag used, so in this case it will return here. So if I do this correctly, actually I might have to no, I've already done it. Yeah, I was gonna say I've already done it, so ignore me. So yeah, so we've done this. I've done a delay of 8, kept that the same, put that to 10, E3. There we go, and that E3 will jump us back to here, but it won't repeat it. You don't have to worry about it repeating it. It will just carry on from where it last went off. So it will go back to here and then play from there. So don't even need to do anything. So if I rename this back to Music 81, since Green Hill Zone is just our slot for now, let's build it. I'm actually running out of Sonic songs to play. in the background. I'm sure I could maybe mix it up with Mega Drive tracks or something. You know, it's not the greatest, but you get the idea. You know, it jumps to the location I want it to do, and then it returns and carries on, and loops all over again. So that's what F8 does. I just wanted to give you guys an example. I thought I needed to touch up on it. It's very, you know, it's very important. All right, it's time, everyone. It's time. When it comes to porting, the reason why I haven't touched up on voices mainly is because when it comes to porting from games to game, unless there's some sort of conversion that you need to do and there's some sort of issue, you don't really need to alter the voices. You know, the voices are part of the song. So if you're porting over, really you're just like fixing headers, pointer location, flags and whatnot, and the drums and anything like that really. So in most cases, unless, like I say, there's some sort of format thing and you have to alter this, you have to alter that, it's not required when porting from one game to another. Of course, when you're doing like a MIDI, then you use a tool, and when you use a tool, you choose your own voices that way from there on out. But we'll touch up to that. So the game isn't actually Sonic, which might throw you off. But I doubt any of you will know, because I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson's music. I'm sure a lot of people are. So what better yet than to port a song from Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and that's what we're going to be doing today. That's a nice simple one. It has like types, I guess, is what kind of you know, driver it is, because they're, you know, like different formats. Essentially, it's like, oh, this is 68K, but Type 1A obviously means something, but I actually don't know. And again, I'm blind as a bat, because I'm sure there's some people, the off chance of any music enthusiasts are watching this, they're probably cringing that I don't know this, but you know, boo-hoo, I don't. I'm sorry. Music is not my strong point, and I'm still learning myself, and I've been hacking for a long time. Well, on and off. I've been very busy, but you know, when I can, I hack, and I'm not the smartest bloke, so you know. But anyway, I try my best. So yeah, we're going to be doing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and I don't think anywhere that it tells you that, oh, this does this. So there's like saying it's a type da 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 doesn't really explain much. So I don't know if there's anywhere in this guide where it says, oh hey, type 1A means that I don't know, it adds 1 when you go to a pointer or something like that, or you have to subtract by so many to get to this location, and that's the kind of format it's doing. I don't know, because it doesn't say. You know, only from, I guess, people's research, if any, like there's research on Rystar and stuff, that you'll be like, oh, okay, so this is what this does, and maybe if, you know, that does that, maybe another game with the same driver will do the same. Maybe, we don't know. But this one's fairly simple, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there are some games you can literally just slap them into the game, boom, done. Probably the only thing you'd have to change is the drums. You know, if we go over to say Sonic the Hedgehog 1, we've got like Type 1B mod. I'm actually curious, is there any other Type 1B mod? Check to see if there's any drivers that are exactly the same. But no, I don't think there are any that are exactly the same. There might be some that are similar, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, these two just say Z80. So, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to be doing Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. So, here we are. Also, a thing I want to actually note to you guys is that this doesn't have the locations for all the music, but it does have the pointers where you can find the songs. Not for all the games, I don't think, but for some of these, like for example, you got Crayon Shin-Chan. Well, I don't even know what that game is. Dynamite Headdy, Alien Soldier, Fantasy Star. If you go to this location, when you go to that location, the bytes will actually take you to the pointers. Actually, I might be able to show you guys actually. Wait, no, never mind. I need to go back up to Michael Jackson. Where are we? Where's Michael? There he is. Yeah. So if you haven't done already, download Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I won't provide. I won't technically provide a link. I don't think in terms of ROMs, but just Google it. Just Google. You'll be able to find it. But in this case, I won't actually do it. But I have it here. So there we are. So yeah, I'm actually, before I just go straight into it, I'm actually going to click on Absolute, open up the file in your hex editor, and I'm actually going to go to the music pointers up here, which is 0600A4. So 06. Well, I don't need the O because some hex editors do include the extra O's. But mine don't, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so this is where it takes us, right? Now let's have a look here. So we got 063588. 063588. Let's put that in, shall we, people? Let's put that in. Let's see if it's correct. Well, it should be. Otherwise, this guy's completely wrong. Smooth criminal. Well, we got what could be a header here. We got FM channel set up. This looks about right. Cool. So there we have it. So we're going to port over Smooth Criminal, and the way to find the end, or at least this is how I do it. Basically, if you're using this hex editor, the one I have here, what I tend to do is I press Control and then B, and then go to the next song, because that will take us to the end pretty much anyway. So let's put 6 3 D A E. There we go. Press Control B again. That will copy that, but that's fine, we can delete that. So that highlights everything, and then we want to go to clipboard and copy. Now the next thing you want to do is open up a blank hex file, click new, because I don't think you can do anything unless you do. Even though it's open and you think it's ready to use, just click new, then I'll come up with no name, and then we want to paste. We don't need this anymore, goodbye. Scroll down to the bottom, we don't need that 7, goodbye. Alright, so for the most part this is 68k. I mean, should be good. I mean, they all look like they go to the correct location. Let's go to the drums and have a look and stuff, and let's just to make sure that yeah, I guess. Well, you already got an F8 flag, which I was just mentioning earlier. Let's drop down 33 bytes from here then. Let's see where it takes us. Okay, yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, alright. So let's save it. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I will rename this back to test. There we go. And this to be 81.bin. And before we do anything, we're just gonna play it. We're just gonna see what it sounds like. For all we know, it could be good. This is literally all we need to do, and there we are. And I just need to make sure, actually, I think I need to, hang on a second. Actually, no, that's fine. This should cover it. I'm just making sure. You see what I'm using there. But okay, so there we are. Okay. Yeah, this might be a little bit loud, so I might have to alter that next time. Alright. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Whoa, okay, sounds like some things are going a little bit over the place there, and doesn't know what to do. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. Oh dear indeed. Well, what to do, eh? Well, first things first is we're going to convert the drums. We're going to change the drums over. It's obvious that Michael Jackson's Moonwalker has different drums than Sonic 1. So we need to convert them. The best way I could say to do it, because we don't have a list of drums for Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, if you want to listen, you know, open up Kega or Regen or Gems or whatever, listen to the track inside Michael Jackson's, inside the game, from the game, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, have a look at it and listen to how the drums sound, and then the ones that, you know, that muffle or make a weird Sega sound or whatever, choose what drum you'd like to replace. Maybe you want to replace it with a timpani, which you'll most likely do. Now, if I remember correctly, I think that's what I do. I do actually have a completed version of Michael Jackson's here, so I'm just going to look at this for reference, just so I know. Where are we? 7, was it 7.5A? So let's go to 7.5A, just so I know. Okay, because I may have changed, you know, I'm going to be changing some things, but let's have a look. So we got 806, 81. Okay, and what I've done is I've changed 92 to 82, 84 to 83, I believe. Yep, 83. Oh, what's this? F9 flag, huh? Remember what I said before about F8? Now, something I'm going to mention before we continue. Again, apologies that I'm throwing so many things at you. I'm just kind of trying to cover things as I go. So let's move on back to conditional flags. Now, remember I said the F8, it jumps so many bytes ahead, and then the E3 flag resets. Yeah, that's accurate for Sonic 1, and I believe it's accurate for Sonic 2, and probably other games. However, for certain games like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker and Sonic 3, F9 is what a E3 does. You can see Sonic 3 has more flags to work with here, right? Look at E3 here. E3 silences FM channel. Okay, what does E3 do here? Return from subroutine. F8 flag. Okay. Well, where's that then? Oh, it's F9. See what I mean? F9 is E3 in Sonic 1. Now, if you grab a game and you see an F8 and you don't see an E3 in sight, but you see an F9 and nothing else, no other flag, no F7 nearby or anything, then there's a good chance that it's the format the same as Sonic 3. So just change it to an E3. But make sure, because sometimes you can see like an F7, like here actually, you can see F7 and an F9 flag, and you think, oh, F9 flag, better convert it. No. And you know why? Because this is part of the F7 flag. And if I remember, if we remember correctly, I remember of course, but remember the F7 flag, it goes 0, 0, how many times you want to loop it, and then your location starting from FF, FF. So obviously this goes back to F9, but it isn't actually the F9 flag. Do you see what I'm saying? So be aware that it's not being used by F7, or it's not being used by F6 or any other flag. If it's just a lone F9, there's a good chance we're going to need to convert it to our to E3. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll just say right now, this song is full of F9 flags. Also FB, not for this game, but for Sonic 3, which we'll cover when I go over Sonic 3 and whatnot. But that's kind of like the same thing as well, where we'll need to find the equivalent to Sonic 1. So yeah. But for now, we're just going to carry on with the drums, so let's have a look and see what we've got here. We shouldn't need to alter any of the other flags, not really. So let's have a look here. So, drums here, you got We see another F9 flag. Should be a part of F7, but I'm gonna, you know, double check just to make sure. Nope. So let's convert it. There we go. So yeah, whenever you see, like I say, whenever you see a lone F9 flag, especially if you've just branched from the F8 flag and you can't, there's no E3 flag or nothing like that, then there's a good chance you need to convert it. But just make sure there isn't an E3, because it could mean that the F9 does something else in that game. We don't know, so just be aware of that. But yeah, okay. So what else have we got to do? Let's have a look. So I think there should be more. I think, well, there probably is. Is that all the drums? I want to say no, actually. I think there is a bit more to the drums. Let's have a look here. Were we jumping from here, was it? No, it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, so it was here. So I'm just going to double check. I'm not going to do all of this, I'm just kind of guiding you guys. So, okay, and then the E3 would take us back to here. And then just go to 3D. I'm just double checking, just to make sure. Okay, it takes us here. Doesn't look like we need to do anything else. 28. Where does this go? This takes us back here. Oop. I knocked the mic there. I don't know if you guys heard, but I knocked the mic. F9. Don't want to do anything with that. 32. Where does that take us? Takes us there. Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything we need to do. No. Okay. I lost myself now. 32. Right. 1D. Just make sure to check this whenever you're porting a game, just to make sure. Sometimes you find out that a lot of these branch to the same, you know, locations and whatnot, so you don't need to do anything. That seems to be it. Yeah, that seems to be it. Alright. Now, before we build, I should say, next thing we need to do is we need to check the other locations for the flags. So again, I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm actually going to skip to my finished file so I don't waste time, but I'll just, you know, assume that you guys have done it, but I just want to guide it to you. So let's have a look. Let's go 30. Let's just see if this has a an F9 flag somewhere. Go relative down from there, relative down. Well, there's an F9 flag there all alone, so let's convert that. Okay, let's have a look. Well, that was that an F8 flag? Yeah, it was an F8 flag, so we do need to find an F9 or an E3. If we don't find an E3, then we have to look for an F9 flag. And what do you know? There's an F9 flag. So yeah, look for these locations. You can either do this, F9, and go through, but be aware. Make sure there's nothing, like I said, make sure it's not connected to any other flag. Nope, doesn't look like it. No, don't see no F6, 7, or anything like that. No, just a lone F9, so I could do that. So once you've done all that, just gonna close it, I don't need that. So once you've done all that, I believe, if I remember correctly, that should be it. So I'm going to delete this, so I don't need that. I am going to just minimize Smooth Criminal. If I remember correctly, is there anything else I need to cover? No, I don't think so. We've done all the drums. We converted the flag. If you don't convert all flags correctly, you'll still hear like channels jumping and not playing all over the place and stuff. So just make sure, just double check. This actually might be all we have time for. If this is long enough, then I will move on to the next game in the next part. But let's just make sure. Should be good. So if we've done everything correctly, That's already sounding a lot like it should be. Obviously we have to make do with the drums. I've used the timpanis because I don't have whatever drums were used in Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. But I think that's good, guys. So that's a simple track to port over, because like I say, it's still 68k. It's just that we had to fix the drums, convert the F9 flag, and that's it. That's literally it. So actually what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to let me just check. I'm actually going to put that to Spring Yard Zone. So I'm going to give it to our carnival background, because why not? Okay. That'll be 85. So I'm going to rename that to 85. Well, get rid of Spring Yard. I don't need Spring Yard now. So rename that to 85. That's what I'm going to have. Because my plan, guys, which you might have realised, maybe not, is once I've showcased everything, all my examples are all going to be hopefully done, polished, finished, and all will be done in the ROM. And when I've done all of that, I'm going to release it out as a demonstration to be like, okay, this is all that we've done. If you've done everything correctly, this is the finished product. So 85, that's our new blah, 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 blah. I think, is this Emerald Hill? It's not Emerald Hill Zone. Is this Green Hill Zone? It might be, but that's fine. That's fine. I can stay like that. Emerald Hill Zone. No. Yeah, no. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so let me just double check the time. Yeah, this is way too long. Alright, so hope you enjoyed this installment. Stay tuned. Next part, we're going to be covering Sonic 2, and I think I will most likely cover... Yeah, I think I'll also cover one of the tools, or two of the tools as well, just talk briefly about them. But yeah, Sonic 2's a bit tricky, so yeah, that's gonna be fun in games for sure. Anyway guys, I've been Anime Master 22 and I'll catch you guys in the next Sonic hacking tutorial.